Let's go walking, let's go talking as we travel together down this road. Life's not always easy, but it helps to know that you are not alone. Let's look at the sky and talk about why we're strong and make it to the end. Let's go walking, let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Life's not always easy, but it helps to know that you are not alone. Let's look at the sky and talk about why we're going to make it to the end, to the end. Then let's go talking, and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Let's walk a mile until I see you smile and join together in laughter. Looking through the end, unite as friends and live happily ever after. Let's go walking, let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. It pays to pay attention. Did I mention? It pays to pay attention. Let's go walking. Thank you for joining me on this walk of life. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. I'll see you again somewhere down the road of life. Thank you for joining me on this walk of life. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. I'll see you again somewhere down the road of life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on this walk of life. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. I'll see you again somewhere down the road of life.
Hello to Sean Jedi Master. Hello to Larry, Justin, Three Good Nerds, Half Empty, Robert Pop Springs, Nature Dog Realms. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're staying cool. It's like last time I looked, it was 95 here, but the sun's going down as you can see, so the temperature's fixing to drop, hopefully. But been around mid to high 90s all day with the heat index over into the hundreds. But I found my book I used to carry with me when I go walking. I haven't seen it in a while, but I just found it recently. You can see where I wrote Robert Springs' name down for South Carolina. I've already read it in a previous live, but I guess I'll read it again since Robert dropped by. Shout out to all the people in South Carolina, which capital is Columbia. South Carolina became the eighth state back May 23rd, 1788, a little bit before my time. Hello to Judy. South Carolina's hospitality beverage is tea. Their state bird is the Carolina wren. State flower is the yellow jessamine. I like this, the state snack. That's an important fact. The state snack is the boiled peanut. I love some boiled peanuts. State tree is the palmetto. State fruit is the peach. I like some peaches also. And it tells us that Gaffney, South Carolina, has a water tower shaped like a peach. We have those in Alabama too, water towers that's shaped like a peach. But there's the state flag. Hello to Budget Rips. Appreciate you stopping by. Did you know Myrtle Beach is a city that lies in the center of the Grand Strand, more than 60 miles of uninterrupted beaches on South Carolina's Atlantic Ocean coast? Myrtle Beach, one of the most popular vacation spots in the country, receives more than 10 million visitors every year. So there it is off to the right side of South Carolina. Shout out to baby Elizabeth Jamie Springs, one of, one of my favorite YouTube watchers out there. I don't play favorites, but little baby Elizabeth's high on the list. But hello to Robert, hello to baby Elizabeth. Love the name Elizabeth. But a shout out to all the people in South Carolina. Uh, South Carolina, famous. Hello, Todd Saul. South Carolina is famous for southern cooking and growing cotton. South Carolina was one of the original 13 colonies. The first tea farm in the United States was created in 1890 near Summerville. The Civil War began in 1861 when the federal Fort Sumter in the Charleston harbor was attacked by Confederates. South Carolina has the palmetto tree on its flag and the moon, as you can see there. Because this tree helped them during the Revolutionary War, a fort built out of palmetto tree wood absorbed cannonballs fired by the British. So South Carolina won the battle. Sumter has the largest ginkgo farm in the world. They have a sailboat there off the coast. So there's you some information about South Carolina. Shout out to Robert Springs, baby Elizabeth Springs, and all the people that live in South Carolina. Um, let's see. I just seen Nature Dog Realm, so let's go. I believe she's in Colorado. We'll go check out some Colorado. See what we can learn about Colorado. I've been to, no, yeah, I've been to South Carolina. I've never been to Colorado though. So let's learn about some Colorado. And I got to find my pen. I got to write Nature Dog Realms down for Colorado. Every time somebody, back in the day, every time somebody visited my chat, I'd write them down in my book. So Nature Dog is in the chat today. So we're going to put her down for Colorado. Colorado, capital is Denver, which is the home of the Denver Broncos, my second favorite NFL team behind the New Orleans Saints. It became the 38th state August the 1st, 1876. The state animal is the bighorn sheep. The state flower is the Rocky Mountain columbine. State tree is the Colorado blue spruce. State fossil is the Stegosaurus. And the state gemstone is the aquamarine. Did you know the Royal Gorge is one of the world's highest suspension bridges at a height of 1,053 feet over the Arkansas River near Cannon City? Oldest wooden merry-go-round in the United States is in Colorado. That's cool. I like me some merry-go-rounds. There's the Bighorn Sheep. There's Denver. There's Grand Junction, Colorado Springs. I know Colorado Springs used to have a minor league baseball team. I'm not sure if they still do for the Rockies, the major league team. But here's what it says about Colorado. There's the state flag. Colorado is known for the Great Rocky Mountains that pass through it. It is part of the Continental Divide. Which is a vast mountain range that runs 3,000 miles from Canada to Mexico. Colorado is from a Spanish word for red. Hello to National Parks Princess. Happy Tuesday. Colorado is from a Spanish word for red and was named for its red land. Red's my favorite color, so I need to go to Colorado. It is a cool book. It's a $1.25 tree book. That's what I like about it. Very frugal book, but very, you can learn. Right up my alley, knowledge hungry. And $1.25 tree, you can't beat that. I think I've already got you down. Yeah, I do. That's neat. We're at Colorado, right above it's California, and there's NPP from a previous walk. I may reread it again. It's been a while. But back to Colorado. The Red Rocks is a large open-air theater surrounded by giant red rocks. Colorado has huge cattle farms and many snow-covered mountains for winter sports like skiing. Yeah, I've never been to Colorado, but from what I've seen, yeah, it's definitely beautiful. It's a place I'd like to go to. I'm a big mountain fan, and I enjoy Tennessee, but I know the Rockies, like taller. Hello to Aries World. Pretty sure I got Aries World and Judy down for Iowa also. But while we're at California, I'll read some things about California. California. So shout out to all the people in Colorado. Anthony Chihuahua, Chris, National Nature Dog Realms. I wanted to call her National Dog Realms for some reason, but you got a new nickname. But shout out to all the people that's in Colorado. Those that have stopped by the lives, I appreciate you. And here we go, California. Shout out to NPP and all the people in California. Capital Sacramento became the 31st state. September 9th, 1850. State mammal is the grizzly bear. State bird is the California valley quail. State flower, the golden poppy. State tree, the California redwood. We should all know that about California, even if we've never been. I've never been, but definitely know about the redwoods. State fossil is the saber-toothed cat, and the state rock is the serpentine. Um, there's the turkey. California is known for Hollywood, of course. Death Valley. Did you know up to 370 feet tall, the world's tallest and oldest trees are in the redwood forest? One redwood tree in California is over 2,200 years old. Some trees are big enough to drive through. So maybe NPP can do that if she hasn't already. Drive through one of those trees. I've seen her do some videos on the trees, but I don't recall driving through a tree. That would be cool. I drove through rocks before in Tennessee, but never drove through trees. But there's the state flag. Says the third largest state. All right, y'all tell me who the first and second largest states are. Got to be in order too. Number one is who? Largest state area wise. Number two is who area wise. I'm seeing if y'all paying attention. This is a pop quiz. I'm the teacher. Y'all sleeping? Oh yeah, there's a delay. I forget about that. Y'all ain't sleeping. See, National Park Princess is awake. And Blairo, I don't know how to say your name. Sorry if I butchered it up, but you with the zebra, thank you for stopping by, and you are correct. Alaska and Texas, the top two largest, and then California's third. The third largest state, California, was nicknamed the Golden State. It was fine, all right. I didn't butcher up a name. The third largest state, California, was nicknamed the Golden State after thousands of people called 49ers. So we know about the Golden State Warriors basketball. And we know about the 49ers football team. That's pretty cool. 49ers went there to find gold in 1849. More people live in California than any other state in the nation. Your favorite actor or actress probably lives in Hollywood, where many movies and TV shows are made. At 282 feet below sea level, Death Valley in the Mojave Desert is the lowest and driest point in North America. So I'm giving y'all some statistics I want y'all to remember, so when y'all go on Jeopardy, y'all can say, "Hey, Barry told me about this." If you didn't already know it, you know. But I hope to see one of y'all. It would be so cool if I saw one of y'all on Jeopardy, and like one of the questions was something we just talked about. How cool would that be? Um, Hey, Aries, today I showed my mom and dad the video of you on The Price is Right, and they got a kick. My mom and dad are like big Price is Right fans, and they got a kick out of seeing that today. So shout out to Aries World. I may get over to Iowa here in a minute, but um, I think I covered everything in California. Uh-oh, we got an error. And now you know, Todd. You could say it before that you didn't know, but now you can't say it. It's a super. Hey, if you've ever, there's a movie called White Men Can't Jump. I've never watched it, but the title of it is White Men Can't Jump. But areas will prove that that's not true. If you watch the video, Areas World proved the white man can jump because he jumped like, I don't know how, just during those short segments I watched, he was jumping the whole time just about. Hello to Brandon Jensen. Appreciate you stopping by. Brandon's got my dream job. He's a Zamboni driver. Uh, and I appreciate you stopping by, Brandon. Let's see. Since Brandon stopped by, Brandon, you're in which state, if you don't mind sharing? One of the Dakotas, right? Let's learn something about Brandon Jensen's state. Hope everybody's staying cool. Like I said, it's been in the mid 90s to upper 90s today. Heat index in the hundreds, so it's all right. North Dakota. Okay, I'm over in South Dakota. Let me move over to North Dakota. How do you spell that? Just kidding, just kidding. All right. So I got to write. Let me get my pen. I'll be right back, guys. Hold that thought. Yeah, y'all talk amongst yourselves. Dr. Pepper is neither a doctor or a pepper. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm writing down Brandon's name. But Brandon's a great channel. If y'all aren't subscribed to him, I just made him a moderator, so you can check out his channel. Subscribe to him. I know most of you probably already are, but if not, check him out. But we're going to talk about North Dakota, see if we can learn anything about the great state of North Dakota. Shout out to Brandon, all those that are in the great state of, there's the state flag. Yeah, Brandon's a Nebraska fan, that's right. Um, and I don't know if you watched Zach's Collections video today, but he got an autograph. I think it was Zach's Collections. I get them mixed up sometimes, but I think Zach got an autograph of Mike Rozier, who won the Heisman while at Nebraska. But here we go. There's the state flag. There's a rodeo cowboy. They're known for soybeans. I combined stone obelisk with soybeans and got soybeans. No, you got to say go Bruins. Go Bruins, go. No Habs, no. But there's some soybeans. Let's see, North Dakota grows more sunflowers than any other state. How many of you knew that? I would have never guessed that one. I would have figured it was a southern state. That's kind of hard to believe to me. North Dakota grows more sunflowers than any other state. Hello to Rudini. The Enchanted Highway is in North Dakota. When I hear that word enchanted, though, I gotta go back to South Pacific. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. Where was I? Y'all get me sidetracked here. All right, there's Grand Forks, Fargo, Bismarck. Cattle ranching grows more sunflowers than any other state. Milk. Did you know the town of Rugby is the geographic center of North America? I didn't know that. A stone obelisk about 15 feet tall marks the location. No, NPP, I didn't get your mail. Mike Rozier was a Heisman winner in 1983, Brandon Jensen's birthday year. That's cool. Do you have his autograph, Brandon? Do you have Mike Rozier's autograph? If not, I'll have to get you one. He's a good through the mail signer. Hello to Scott Urban. Scott's in Michigan, I believe. I may have to drop by Michigan and talk about Michigan before it gets dark here. I'm not sure. I got to get back to North Dakota. Shout out to all the people in North Dakota. State capital was Bismarck, North Dakota. Became the 39th state November 2nd, 1889. Nickname is the Rough Rider State. State bird is the western meadowlark. State flower is the wild prairie rose. State tree is the American elm. Trying to read from this book and reading y'all's chat at the same time is too hard for a southern boy. But y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll try not to ignore you. The state flower is the wild prairie rose. The state tree is the American elm. State fruit is the choke cherry, and the state beverage is milk. I guess that's why they showed the milk. State beverage is milk. Yeah, there you go, Ty. Some more Penguins fans. Red Beer Breaks and Adam's Car Closet. I mentioned Zach's collection. Not many people live in North Dakota because the northern plains were one of the last areas in the country to be settled. The word Dakota means friend. I didn't know that. So we can just start calling Brandon Jensen Dakota because it means friend, and he's our YouTube friend. So that may be your new nickname, Dakota. Dakota means friend. Historic areas in North Dakota include fur trade posts, military posts, battlefields, trails, and homesteads. Many historic sites in North Dakota are closed to visitors out of respect for Native Americans who hold some of these places sacred. Every other state in America has more trees than North Dakota. I didn't know that. Every other state in America has more trees than North Dakota, which leaves a lot of land for its many grain farms and cattle ranches. North Dakota grows enough soybeans to make 212 billion crayons each year. They make crayons out of soybeans? What a waste. You can eat them things. That's why people eat crayons. I've always wondered why do kids eat crayons. Now I know they're made out of soybeans. There you have it, folks. Another important information to add to that noggin sponge. Um, let's see, that covers it all. So shout out to Brandon, Dakota, North Dakota, our friend. Appreciate you stopping by, Brandon. Appreciate all the people in North Dakota. Appreciate all those that have served in the military. It mentioned military post. Who else was I going to look up? I didn't forget now. Short-term memory loss. How many grams of carbs in a crayon? I have no idea. I just learned that there's, they were made out of soy just now. Hello to Kamari. How are you, Kamari? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna since he mentioned it, Calvin the Boston Terriers. You could look up Rhode Island, but if you blink, you might miss it. We're gonna look it up. We're gonna put Calvin down. Learn a little bit about the great state of Rhode Island. In 1876, polo was played here for the first time in the United States. There's the cities of Providence, Cranston, and Warwick. sailing off the coast. International Tennis Hall of Fame and Museum. That's cool. I like some tennis. I don't guess I really knew that they had the International Tennis Hall of Fame and Museum in Rhode Island. So I'm learning as I go. The Flying Horse Carousel is the nation's oldest. Whale watching. Did you know the world's largest bug is big? Yeah, I live in Alabama. I'm fighting like the biggest mosquitoes right now, and it's asking me, do I know the world's largest bug is big? The world's largest bug is big blue, 58 feet long and much bigger than a real termite. It is on the roof of New England Pest Control in Providence. There you have it. Maybe Jeff can take us a picture of that if he hasn't already. On the roof of New England Pest Control in Providence. The capital of Rhode Island is Providence. Became the 13th state. May the 29th, 1790. State bird is the Rhode Island red. Is that, I guess they're talking about the chicken there. State drink is the coffee milk. State flower is the violet. State fish is the striped bass. State tree is the red maple. And the state shell is the, I'm going to butcher this up because I don't know what that is. But there's me a good Scrabble word. 7 letters. If I ever get this combination, I'm going to spell it. Quahog. 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 Rudini says I can say quahog, so I'm going to say quahog because it's easier to say than quahog. And Scott says it's, okay. So what is that? What kind of creature is that? But the smallest state in the United States, Rhode Island, was the last of the original 13 colonies. A big clam, okay. The last of the original 13 colonies to become a state. It is nicknamed the Ocean State because you can get to the ocean from anywhere in the state in less than an hour's drive. That's pretty cool. You know, less than an hour and you can be at the ocean from any point. Did you know Rhode Island has the highest proportion of artists of any state in the country? Are you an artist, Jeff? Which I guess that can be more than just drawers. That could be musical artists. I'm not sure. I guess they're talking about drawers there, but the town of Wickford celebrates these artists by hosting. I should have read more of the story, like Paul Harvey said. The town of Wickford celebrates these artists by hosting an arts festival every July. So it's coming up. What's your favorite kind of art? So there's the question of the day. What is your favorite kind of art? My favorite kind of art is God's art. That's why I'm here. I like the sunsets. All right, it's fixing to be dark. I guess I'll do one more state. Uh, Scott Urban here. I believe he's in Michigan, and we'll look at Michigan. Calvin likes photography. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and paintings. Yes. Good answer. Good answer. So we're gonna put Scott down for Michigan. Let's see if we can learn something about the great state of Michigan. But shout out to all the people in Rhode Island, Jeff, Calvin, um, and now we moved to Michigan where Scott lives. But I almost started reading Massachusetts. The state of Michigan is split into two pieces of land, an upper and lower peninsula that are mostly surrounded by water. Michigan is called the Great Lakes State because it borders four of the five Great Lakes. Detroit is nicknamed Motor City because it is the home of the United States car industry. Battle Creek is nicknamed Cereal Bowl of America because more cereal is made here than anywhere else in the country. That's cool. I'm a big cereal fan, so I'm gonna have to go to Battle Creek, the Cereal Bowl of America. But there are some things that Michigan's known for: the white-tailed deer. We have those here. Motown music's great. Brook trout, the nation's car capital. There's the state flag. While I'm reading this, y'all sing some Motown music. Let's see who's the best Motown artist since I talked about artists. Magic Spoon cereal. I don't guess I've ever heard of that one. Yeah, I eat the unhealthy cereals, and it tells on me. I've had too many. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my favorite. I've had too many bowls of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Where was I? There's Grand Rapids. There's Lansing. There's Detroit. There's a car. There's a car running over what? What is that car running over? Oh, he's running over the water. Okay, I get it. I don't see the bridge though. Let's see. Michigan state capital is Lansing. Um, maybe Scott can answer this. They used to have a minor league baseball team in Lansing. I think they were single A, but they were the Lansing. One of my favorite minor league baseball team names, the Lansing Lugnuts. I think they still may be there, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I always like their uniforms and their jerseys. The Lansing Lugnuts. So that's the state capital, Lansing, Michigan. Became the 26th state, January the 26th, 1837. The state mammal is the white-tailed deer. The state reptile is the painted turtle. The state wildflower is the dwarf lake iris. Iris, if y'all don't know, iris spelled backwards is Siri. Hey Siri. The state fossil is the mastodon. State fish is the brook trout, and the state bird is the robin. Honey smacks. Yes. Trout is the state fish of Michigan, while the robin is the state bird. This is from bikehike.org. The state metal band. I didn't know they had those, Rudini. The friendliest people you have ever met. To what are we talking about, MPP? Where did you find the friendliest people? I'm hoping you're talking about Alabama. I know there's good people and bad people in every state. Uh, I think I was just writing numbers by alphabetical. I mean, yeah, alphabetical order. I think it's the significance of the numbers. I think I can't remember now, though. To be honest, you've never been to Alabama. You were in Tennessee. You was like super close. But the cicadas are starting to sing and the birds are starting to hush. The mosquitoes are biting and carrying their flashlights. So I know it's getting dark. Got to start journeying back. But I'll get this quick hello to CCCL. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for stopping by. Um, oh, that's cool, Todd. You down on the Gulf Coast. That's cool. I had a short devotional. Today is June the 24th, Tuesday. of the price of prayerlessness. And it asks the question, have you ever noticed what happens if we allow our prayer life to fall by the wayside? When we fail to make prayer a priority in our life, essentially forfeiting our time alone with the Father, we will begin to feel an emptiness in our heart, accompanied by a sense of uneasiness. In contrast, when our prayer life is active, the weight of burdens will be lifted from our shoulders by the mighty hand of God. With this in mind, why would anyone choose to cease praying? The sad truth is that many of us have become so busy that we fail to set aside time to spend with the Lord. Yet, if we continue this style of living, we will become vulnerable and run the risk of giving in to temptation. To avoid these difficulties, we should place a high priority upon our fellowship and communication with the Father. After all, we must be in contact with God in order to hear from Him. How else can we understand and follow His will? All right, Rudini, I appreciate you stopping by. Stay away from those alligators. If you have allowed distance to come between you and the Lord, confess this to Him today. 1 John chapter 1, verse 9 promises, if we confess our sins, He is faithful and righteous to forgive us. When you renew your prayer life, you will be able to experience God's best. Um, so, you know, I enjoy talking to people, but there's no greater person to talk to than God. And we all, I believe we all need that. So that's just my short devotional for today. I truly appreciate everybody that stopped by today. I I had wrote a song earlier today. I'll play it to close out. You probably can't hear it too good. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but I'll try anyhow. It's not too loud. If I can get it to play.
To pay attention, did I mention it pays to pay attention? Let's go walking, let's go walking, and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Life's not always easy, but it helps to know that you are not alone. Let's look at the sky and talk about why we're gonna make it to the end. Let's go walking and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Life's not always easy, but it helps to know that you are not alone. Let's look at the sky and talk about why. We're talk about why we're gonna make it to the end, to the end. Then let's go talking, and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Let's walk a mile until I see you smile and join together in laughter. Looking to the end, united as friends and live happily ever after. Let's go walking and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. It pays to pay attention. Did I mention let's go walking. Thank you for joining me on this walk of life. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. I'll see you again somewhere down the road of life.
Yeah, I wrote all the lyrics and then I put it into AI and it gave the music.
Thank you for joining me on this walk of life. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. I'll see you again. Somewhere down the road of life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned that before, Scott. That's pretty cool because what's interesting about that is my brother.
Thank you for joining me on this
Oh
walk of
yeah, the
life.
song ain't quite over.
Happy trails
I'll tell you
until
in
we
just a
meet
minute.
again. Happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails until we meet again. I'll see you again somewhere down the road of life.
Okay, now it's over. I forgot about the dramatic pause. Um, but when my brother was in the hospital back in November, his uh, his doctor, his main doctor, was from Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, and she told us that what you just said there, the fun fact about Journey, don't stop believing. There's no such thing as South Detroit. South of Detroit is Windsor, Ontario, Canada. She said the same exact thing. My brother's doctor, and yeah, I had that put on my brother's tombstone. Don't stop believing, and put a Bible verse underneath it. Um, I'm all new to it, Jeff. I'm not even sure of the name of it. I'll have to look it up for you. I just started doing it. My brother, he was a musician and he wrote songs, so he would write songs and then he would play it on the guitar or play it on. He played all the instruments. He would write a song, then he'd play it on guitar and he'd play it on bass and he'd play it on drums. He mixed everything in. He could do that, but I can't. I just play bass guitar, so I didn't get that music side gift like he did the ear for the music. So when I came across this, I was like, that's cool because I can write still. I like to write songs. I'm not as good as that, like my brother was either, but I do like to write. But I couldn't play the music, so I found something. It may not be exactly the same sound you want, but it's pretty neat that you can put words in and it gives you a sound. I appreciate it, Jeff. I love music just like me and my brother. We love big lyric fans. Just the lyrics of different songs. Our dad was a DJ, so grew up around music that way. And then my brother, he became a DJ too. I never done that, but I used to like to go hang out at the radio station. Look through their whatever they had, whether it be records, cassettes, CDs. You know, back in the day. But yeah, we big lyrics fans, and we like to make people laugh or make people smile, and we like to laugh too. We have that in common. Hello, Yoda, who wanted to be a DJ. It's not too late, Yoda. Well, I guess it kind of is because they don't. It ain't the same world it used to be. They kind of done away with the DJs. Most everything's automated, but there still are DJs out there. Matter of fact, there's a DJ that my brother was friends with that's in Rhode Island, I believe. Uh, yeah, I love music. Um, I just don't have the ear for it like my brother did. He was very talented. He could play any. If you, it don't matter if he ever held it before. You put something into his hands, he started playing it like he had played it before. But I can't do that. Although I like to try and learn different things. And I got a harmonica in my pocket right now. All right, NPP, I appreciate you stopping by. Remember, you got to drive through a redwood at some point. It don't have to be today, but somewhere down the road. The Rhode Island DJ is Kiki, Kiki. I think that's the station name too. It's a woman, but she's like a super big Journey fan, and she was friends with my brother. So I figure if I played bad enough music, if I put the harm in harmonica, it'll like scare the mosquitoes away as I walk. So I'm testing to see if harmonica is mosquito repellent. And then you don't have to buy the little squirt juicy bottles anymore. You can just play your harmonica, and it'll be the greatest, the newest craze. Everybody be walking around with harmonicas in their pockets. Hello to Business Barrel Breaks. Happy Tuesday. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, Scott, I appreciate you stopping by. Shout out to Michigan. Have people, that come by from around the world on my walks. I guess I need to start like walking around with a globe instead of this little book, because I can only shout out, my United States friends in this book, but we'll have to get me a globe to walk around with. That's gonna be kind of tough though. You definitely can feel it's still humid out here, but you definitely can feel the temperature drop now that the sun's gone down. So we're not hanging out, close to 100 degrees now. Paper airplane stream, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that was when I read that it was National Paper Airplane Day. I was like, that's super cool, and it brought back memories of me and my brother, which I have other memories too. Uh, One of my favorite paper airplane memories, me and my brother went with some friends to the Superdome in New Orleans and watched a football game. And I made a paper airplane while we were at the game. We're high up in the stadium, and I flew a paper airplane that landed down on the field. I was one of those guys. My brother used to talk about that all the time. I there's plenty of like tutorial videos out there on YouTube for different things, and I seen one for a harmonica, and there's one that shows how to play "Oh Susanna," and I'm pretty sure it's in the key of this one I've got with me now. I hear the crickets, the frogs, the cicadas, but I don't hear y'all. Why ain't y'all talking? I never did hear y'all sing Motown. I was talking about everybody sing some Motown while I was reading, but I never did hear anybody sing any Motown. That's not Motown, Jeff, but I like that you're singing. That's cool. Which I guess I don't think my harmonica playing is a deterrent to mosquitoes. I'm still getting bit, but I think my harmonica playing is a deterrent to people singing. Everybody's being so quiet. There you go. So my girl. Boom, 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 boom. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's hot outside, I got the month of May. Does anybody out there play musical instruments? We know Aries World's got the piano. I've heard him play on it. I know Biz plays. I've seen her. Pretty much every episode, Biz is playing a musical instrument. We need to we need to start a YouTube band. NDR can be our lead singer. Yeah, it's still warm here. It's dropped some, but it's still warm. As y'all probably can hear, I'm huffing and puffing. Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea. I know y'all do that too. If like a word comes to you that's inside of a song that makes you think of the song, and you have to sing it, you got to get it out. Yeah, air guitar is great. I've been known to play that. Me and my brother used to do that, play the air guitar. Also, we used to like play our tapes on the stereo, turn it up, and like lip sync. And he'd be pretending like he's playing guitar, and I'd be pretending like I'm singing. We got a lot of home videos of that. It does. Yes, it's pretty dark. That's why I had to quit reading about the different states. I would have loved to read all 50 of them, but hopefully later on I can knock out some more. Yeah, YouTube is pretty much the old home movies now, but I still got ours on. I know you can convert it to different things, but all of our old family videos are still on VHS cassette. Super muggy there, yeah, that's muggy here. I'm a huffing and a puffing. I didn't see the Celtics trades, but I did. I seen a. I didn't never see who far. I seen where Holiday got traded. I didn't see who far or nothing like that, so I don't know all the details. Oh, Porzingis left too. Wow, I liked him. Y'all good at picking up on my battery ears. Scott Urban done left. I could make a Detroit Tigers joke since you mentioned batteries dying. Uh, Baseball player from long ago, Al Kaline, one of my favorite Major League Baseball names of all time, Al Kaline, Alkaline. Error, I just dropped the harmonica. I can't see. Yeah, I appreciate the concern, Nature Dog Rounds. Yeah, I try my best to pay attention. That's what I put in that song. I don't know if y'all caught it or not, but it pays to pay attention. But yeah, I got a car coming up from behind. I'm always paying attention. Try my best. It's not the best practice to walk after dark. There's Cash and Dad. How's it going, Cash and Dad? Happy Tuesday. Nice, peaceful night it is. Only thing not peaceful about the night is, I guess, mosquitoes. I haven't, I haven't read the information about Alabama yet, but when we get to it, when it says state bird for Alabama, it's state bird Alabama is the mosquito. Let's see, Cash and Dad is in. Where are you at, Cash and Dad? You're in Washington State, I believe. Is that right? I think he's in Washington State because he's a Seahawks and Mariners fan. Yeah, there's plenty of bats, just not enough. That's another memory. You said bat is another memory from my youth, childhood, and I still do it now. You know, you never really fully grow up. I don't think I haven't, but one of my favorite things to do right before dark when the bats start flying and eating the mosquitoes. And you can see them. It's right before dark, but I'll take like either a tennis ball or something like that and throw it as high as I can up in the air, and the bats will chase them. It's fun to watch. If you've never tried that, it's entertaining. If you get kind of bored right before dark, if you got bats around, just get your tennis ball. Don't try to hit them. Like I said, they're doing us a favor eating all the mosquitoes. So don't injure my bat friends, but just friendly throw the ball up in the air and watch them chase the tennis ball. It's quite fun. That that's another memory watching Batman with my brother. We used to stay at my grandma's like in the afternoon, and that would be on the TV, the television series Batman and Robin. And I always enjoyed it, except for right at the end. Batman fixing to die. He's all tied up. They fixing to kill him, and then it says to be continued. Well, I gotta run. Gotta battle these neighborhood dogs try to eat me. So I don't want y'all to hear that. But just want to remind everybody that I love everybody. I don't hate anybody. And it's all because of somebody who died for me. But good night, God bless. I thank everybody that stopped by today. Don't matter if it was 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Much appreciated. I always enjoyed the fellowship. I always enjoy it. So thank y'all, and I hope to see y'all again somewhere down the road.